Hi, good morning, and sorry, good afternoon. I'm still in Ecuador, although leaving later tonight for the United States. I've been teaching all day, just finished my course on the soul of leadership, and I thought before I take off to the airport, I would answer the question for today, which is from Maria. And Maria says, you mentioned earlier that the human body is an activity, not a physical object. And the body recycles itself each year. The skin once a month, liver every 6 weeks, new skeleton every 3 months, and even the DNA recycles completely in 3 months. My question to you is that if the body recycles itself, why do people suffer from diseases for years at a time? Why, if we have scars or birthmarks on our skin, it stays almost all our lives? Is there a way to reset the cell's memory to its setting points before a disease or a wound? How do we do that without depending on medicine or technology? So it's a good question. It can be understood on many levels. So one level, you can look at the human body as an object. So that is, you look at the human body much as you would look at any static object, a sculpture, for example. And the reductionist approach of medicine has done that very effectively, looked at mechanisms of disease, interfered with them with appropriate pharmaceuticals, and actually managed to get rid of a lot of acute illness. So if you have an infection, an antibiotic can help you, in some cases of chemotherapy, etc. In some cases of cancer, chemotherapy will help you, radiation will help you, in some it won't. In many acute illnesses, physicalist, materialistic intervention as practiced through pharmaceuticals, surgery, radiation, chemotherapy can be very effective selectively, not in every case. Okay, so that's when we look at the body as a physical object. The second way to look at the body is an activity, because it is an activity. Your body has everything I said. Liver recycles at the atomic level every 6 weeks, skeleton every 3 months, DNA in 3 months. So at the atomic level, molecular level, yes, your body, 98% of the molecules of your body, the atoms of your body, are recycled. So even our DNA is an activity. Genes are an activity. Even actually atoms, the molecules are activities. So your body is recycling, but it has a program, what I call a qualia program, where the body is recycling, but also the recycling repeats old patterns and creates new patterns, and aging is part of that process. That we have a biological clock built into our body that says that aging and death are inevitable. Biological aging and death are inevitable. What's normal aging, we actually don't know, because most people don't die of old age. They die of an illness. They die of a heart attack, or they die of a cancer, or they die of an infection, stroke, whatever. So if you didn't get a chronic illness, you could probably live up to age 120, which has been recorded, and then the cells stop multiplying because of a mechanism that is at the end of the chromosomes. The telomeres, they get shortened, the enzyme telomere decreases its activity, and that's biological death, which is necessary for order in order for life to recycle itself. Okay, otherwise, we'd all keep getting old eternally, and we would be doomed to eternal senility. So everything recycles. Matter recycles, energy recycles, information recycles, and ultimately consciousness recycles. Even plastic recycles. So everything recycles. And things that are kind of more material, in that this thing, which is mostly plastic, it will recycle but take a long time to recycle. And we know that some radioactive materials will be there in the earth forever, but ultimately even they have radioactive decay, and then everything recycles. So matter, energy, information, and consciousness have to recycle, since everything is recycled, nothing is static. Now, we also know that when people practice meditation, their telomerase levels go up. In our retreat, they went up by 40%. Telomere length increases, biological age changes. So you can reset your biological clock through meditation. And I've spoken elsewhere about the 6 pillars: good sleep, meditation and stress management, exercise, yoga, breathing, healthy emotions, healthy food without any contamination in the form of antibiotics and chemicals and pesticides and hormones and all the junk that goes into industrial food production. So if we live a life where we get good sleep, where we manage our stress, meditate, yoga, breathing, movement, healthy emotions, love, compassion, joy, equanimity, and we ground ourselves periodically by either walking on the earth or resetting our biological rhythms through grounding devices. And by the way, they are available through Jayo Marketplace if you're interested, at least in looking at these grounding devices. And I use them for sleep, I use them for meditation, I use grounding, even travel with a grounding mat, and I also put a grounding mat over my, yoga mat. So I'm connected to the earth and resetting my biological rhythms all the time. So you can influence the activity that is your body through lifestyle. It's also known that only 5% of disease-related gene mutations are fully penetrate, which means they guarantee the disease, only 5%. The rest are influenced by lifestyle. So the question is, why do we keep recycling the body in the same way? Why do we keep getting chronic diseases? Why do we age? And the answer is that through habits of thinking, feeling, perceiving, behaving, everything that we do every day, eating, breathing, digestion, metabolism, elimination, sensory experience, sound, touch, sight, taste, smell, inner life, thoughts, feelings, emotions, desires, imagination, memory, insight, intuition, all of that activity, we are creatures of habit, so we do it the same way, producing the same patterns of activity that result in the same appearance of the body, even though it starts to get old and finally it terminates in death, which is the way the universe recycles itself as it evolves. I don't think if you had the opportunity to design the universe, you would never be able to design it better than the way it's already designed. Who would want to have the same body for eternity? Who would want to have the same personality for eternity, the same emotional makeup for eternity? It's fortunate that your soul, your being, is timeless, and that death is an opportunity to take a quantum leap in creativity. In other words, using the same karma, information, same mindset, same relationships, basically the same web of existence, meaning, context, memory, relationships. We recycle even through lifetimes. What is recycling is consciousness and information, but it's repeating old patterns because that's how it is. Everything recycles with old patterns, but then at the same time there are leaps of creativity where we actually do not recycle some of the old stuff and we manifest something new as a new body mind. And every time you're born, you are the recycling of memory, information, context, meaning, relationship, archetypal stories that are recycling as a body mind. But not only recycling, evolving to new levels of creativity, to new levels of expression, to new levels of appearance, to evolution, which is a never-ending horizon. So this is part of our existence. We are recycling, evolving, and emerging into new expressions as form and phenomena. But then there's a final way of looking at the body, and that is get rid of the notion that there is a body to begin with. The body is a human construct for an experience. This is an experience. This that you're seeing right now as Deepak is an experience that I'm having too. I experience my body as sense perceptions, sensations, images, feelings, thoughts. And then I create a concept around that of a physical body, but all it is awareness and its excitations, awareness and its qualia. And so when I change the qualia, I change what appears as a body at the level of appearance. The only way you know you have a body is that you perceive it, you sense it, you feel it, you touch it, you taste it, you smell it. And these qualia sciences, by the way, are part of all the wisdom traditions of the world. When you really look at the body as just a collection of sensations, images, feelings, and thoughts, then all you have to do is change the quality of your life experiences so that they are nurturing and always in the direction of joy, listening to good music, smelling beautiful aromas, touching textures that feel nourishing and cultivating, tasting the delight of food that comes from nature, smelling beautiful aromas and fragrances, and therefore changing the qualities. Are you saying that our bodies are not real? No, your body is not real, your mind is not real, and the universe is not real. These are modifications of consciousness. And when you modify consciousness in a way that cultivates the joy of existence, then the appearance, the printout that we call the body also changes. Death must happen for you to reinvent yourself. You must resurrect your soul, but you can also reinvent your body, or what is the activity of your soul as the body, as qualia programs. So here's something I made a decision to do a little while ago. I decided that I would permanently abide in joy and peace. That's it. Permanently abide in joy and peace. And as soon as I made that decision, my body settled down to feeling blissful and to feeling joyful and to feeling energetic. That thing that I say as my mantra, joyful, energetic body. loving, compassionate heart, reflective, alert mind, lightness of being. These became my mantras, and just by abiding in peace and joy, I started to experience flow. And I've been talking about flow, and it's a beautiful experience because then there's no anxiety, there's no anticipation, there's no regrets. You flow in the present moment without resistance, and you recognize that the universe functions through effortless spontaneity, effortless creativity, joy, energy, but also in that state of peace and joy, there is no sense of an ego self. In fact, if you were to do one thing alone, pay attention to the fact that your ego is another construct that you don't need. So let it go. Don't be offended. Don't be easily flattered. Don't try to be superior. Don't try to be inferior. Just be you. And you is the silent witnessing awareness in which mind, body, universe are recycling. And I, in fact, am now committed to staying in this state, and you shall see it will show in my appearance, even though the appearance is not important. The appearance is a product of how you're feeling. So stay in peace, stay in joy, get rid of the ego, enjoy the sensory delight that this universe has to offer to you, and just keep cultivating love and empathy and compassion, and then you will see that your body will, or that which we call your body, or that which you call your body, will start to change as well. Okay? But one day, get rid of the idea that you have a body. It's just the activity of consciousness as sense perceptions, sensations, images, feelings, thoughts. And you can't say how old is this sensation, or how old is the color red, or how old is the taste of strawberries. These are qualia. And when you enjoy life with no resistance, but fully in presence of being, then you will have changed your life. Be curious, be wonderstruck, be surprised, be bewildered. To be astonished and bewildered at the very fact of our existence is a holy experience. And when you're holy, you are healed, you're whole. That should be the only point of existence, to be whole at all times. Whole now. Health, healing, wholeness, holy. When you're holy, you are healed. What do you feel makes the resistance? What makes the resistance is the ego. So ego is always wanting to be right, ego is wanting to control, ego wants to be validated, ego wants flattery, ego hates criticism. You get that out of the way, you've saved a whole lot of bother, a whole lot of bother. Be innocent, be free, be here now, be all inclusive. Don't try to defend your point of view. Stay away from labeling, describing, convincing, cajoling, making your point of view, being right all the time. Is it a hurt ego? Yeah, ego's only business is to remain hurt, perpetually offended for life. That's what the ego does. And it doesn't, it's a social construct. It's a mask. Even your body is a human construct. There is only awareness and its self-modulations. The self knows itself. Awareness knows itself as that which it calls mind, body, universe. Okay, be well, and I'll connect tomorrow from the United States of America. Take care.